Hello and welcome everyone to the business environment lost session, which is assignment discussion session. My name is Yasser and I'm your tutor for today's session. Please do let me know if you have any issues, such as if you can't see my screen or can't hear my voice. So please do let me know. So, in our first, before I start, I will give you a quick review of our previous sessions. In our first session, we discussed about financial accounting concepts and delved into the diverse business environment. Specifically, we explored various legal forms of business ownerships, considering the needs of different stakeholders and their impact on decision-making ethics in accounting and business were also discussed. We highlighted their influence on business decisions. Then we also in our second session, uh, we also discussed uh, pastel analysis, examine the level of political stability or instability, assessing government support to different types of businesses. We also discussed government initiatives and international memberships, economics, addressing demographic issues. We discussed technological issues, legal issues. Uh, In our last session, previous session, we discussed uh, understanding how the economic environment impact organizations. So today we will discuss assignment, which is our last session of business environment series. So you have gained an internship with the Confederation of British Industry, an organization that support UK business through its London office and a network of regional offices. uh, your placement is in a regional office in an area high employment. The CBI has been asked to deliver a series of workshops to support business development in the area. Uh, the workshop will be aimed at these wishing to set up their own business organization as well as established business organization who would like to diversify and expand their opportunities. When required to consider a specific organization, you should be include as case study material and focus on your chosen organization and how they apply their practices. The learner sorry, the learner consider a specific you are free to choose an organization of your choice. This section should be include a case study material and focus on your chosen organization and how they apply theory to practice. The learner could also use the same organization that they have used previously in the assignment. You have been asked the organizing a workshop for people who are considering setting up their own organizations. Prepare a presentation about the different form of legal business ownership, accompanying speakers notes, use hands out or to provide detailed information which you can distribute to your delegates, your presentation speakers. Uh, yeah, speakers notes and handouts must the learner must produce a presentation and supporting notes. uh, the audience given the learner needs. The learner needs to ensure the material covers the following organization: private, government, voluntarily, charitable. So use the templates on Moodle. Table 2, primary sector, fishing business activities, examples. So analyze the organizational responsibilities and organizations. So basically, to complete the discuss the different type of business activities and uh, sectors of operations. So to complete this, you need to visit slide 17 to 27, learning outcome 1, where we discuss sectors in which enterprises operates, including the primary sectors, the secondary sectors, and the tertiary sectors. So we discussed primary sector, which is comprised of companies that harvest raw material from the land to sea, which are being prepared to utilizations by other industries. So we that time we used example of Saudi Aramco in the greatest oil producer in the world, and it generate up to $1 billion in revenue every single day. So you can refer to slide 17 to 23 of learning outcome 1. You can explain the different types of business, as I said, activities, primary, secondary, and tertiary, different sectors of operations, private, public, and third sector. So basically, one of the three types of business is a service business as well, uh, which is characterized by a provision of intangible items which are produced that do not process a physical form. Service companies provide a variety of products and services, including professional experiences, advice, and other comparable offering. Then we discussed, if you look at between uh, slide 17 and 27, we discussed manufacturing businesses. In context of manufacturing businesses, purchase things with the goal of utilizing them as raw material in the production of new products. So as a result, there is a change associated with the products that are purchased. Uh, so we also discussed primary sectors, finishing businesses, forming apple farm, apple to different various apple juice, apple related, secondary sectors, tertiary sectors, and quaternary sectors. So you can visit slides 17 to 21. Uh, you can also, if you look at here, sectors of operation, you can also produce some accounting information which is required by the general public, which includes internal groups. These interest groups are formed by various groups of individuals that have a specific interest the operations and performance of enterprises. So operations activity and different types of uh, we discuss that there are three types of operations that make up the business: operating activities, investment activities, and financial activities. Next one is analyze the organizational responsibilities of organizations. So when analyzing the organization responsibility of an organization, the learner need to be considered the following. So meeting legal requirement of countries or countries in which it is operating, for example, consumer legislations, uh, then employee legislations, equal opportunities and anti-discriminatory legislations, environmental legislations, health and safety, services offered, ethical, practical, meeting stakeholders' interests, dealing with the potential conflict of interest. So refer to slides 22 to 24. Discuss that in detail. For example, employ CSR, triple bottom line. So you need to discuss all of these, stuff. So when we talk about employee rights, you can talking about employment, you can write about Employment Rights Statute 1966. We also discussed that is a comprehensive legislation that serve as an update to earlier labor law. It covers the right of employees in various scenarios, including but not limited to dismissal, unfair dismissal, paternity leave, maternity leave, and redundancy. So also you can talk about Consumer Act or uh, License Consumer Act credit in order to obtain a license from the Office of Fair Trading. Businesses that provide consumers with good or services on credit or lend money to them are required to a license. We also, when we discussed consumer credit concerning Consumer Right Act, uh, which we discussed in our second lecture, uh, Consumer Act, which came into effect on October 1st, 15, brought about a number of changes to consumer law regarding the purchase of goods, in definition of unfair condition, and the incorporation of digital content, the modification. Uh, so you can discuss triple bottom line CSR. You can discuss. Uh, you can talk about CSR, corporate, uh, social responsibilities. The triple bottom line provides a means of approach. So the triple bottom line is measurement that was first described by John Elkington, a British business consultant, in the year 1994. So you can visit Learning Outcome 1, slides 24 to 2032 to complete to complete this task. So here, how can you get a merit task? So to get to achieve a merit, your presentation and supporting material must analyze the advantages. advantages and disadvantages of partnership, becoming a limited company or facilitate growth. You also use some practical example would enhance the analyze. You should be, advised to ensure there is a balance and justification in other analysis. So you can here I would suggest to draw a table of advantages. This is a basically performer for uh, you can draw a table for advantages and disadvantages. Right type of ownership like partnership or limited company, then describe for activities, formal structure, decision making, or raising capital, limited liability, taxations. Then you can write a few advantages and disadvantages. Like let's say advantages. Uh, Easy to get ownership like a partnership or limited company. If you talk about ownership and control are combined, uh, easy to get started, sharing the burden, access to knowledge, better decision making. So when you talk about company limited, different kind of disadvantages, unlimited liability, uh, business has no independent legal status, so the business and its owners are seen as one entity, which can have, downsides. Uh, so different, potential for differences and conflict. Profit must be shared in, partnership. Taxation, the way the business is taxed can be less favorable compared to other, structures. So following the workshop, CBI has decided to provide handbook, will participate in the workshop or pursue. So handbook should provide information on how external factors impact on different organization. So you must write the handbook. The learners need to describe key external factors that impact on different organizations. For a section, the learner must consider each of the pastel factors. So if you remember, we discussed pastel analysis. So you can talk about, in detail, you can talk about pastel analysis. Uh, Pastels, political, you can talk about political, economical, then social factors, technological factors, and legal factors and environmental factors. So, change with companies are required to make ORI number, economic operational registration, and identification number. So, business and people wishing to trade must use EORI number as an identification number to all customer procedure when exchanging information and customer administrations. Also, you can discuss how Brexit affect accounting and finance. So UK and EU basically both are agreed to support efficient cross-border trade in terms of documentary clearance and transparency. Brexit trade deal ensure tariff-free and court-free access uh, to the EU, meaning both sides can continue trading in much the same way as uh, they did before. Business will now need a UK EORI number, economic operating registration, and identification to move goods in or out in the UK. So, financial reporting, VAT changes to accounting and firm. So when preparing annual account for financial years beginning or on or after January 21st, 2001. Sorry, 2001, companies need to use adopted international accounting standards instead of EU adopted international accounting standards. UK companies will also need to appoint a UK registered audit firm to sign any audit reports. So, UK incorporated parent companies with a subsidiary or a presence in a European Economic Area country need to comply with the numbers state reporting requirements. British legal firms also need to adhere to specific laws in that manner. Companies will also need to appoint a UK audit for to sign audit reports. UK incorporated a corporated parent companies with a subsidiary or presence in a European Economic Area. Our country need to comply with the number of states reporting requirement. British legal firms also need to adhere to specific laws in that member states. So obviously they will EU legislation will no more applicable. Instead, they will follow the some international laws and relevant countries. They will comply with the relevant countries' legislations. A financial institution like bank, insurance firm need to follow disclosure and transparency rules issued by a financial conduct authority and prudential regulatory authority. As a result of Brexit, UK businesses have to apply VAT. So by trading with the EU countries, just as they would with non-EU members and vice versa for EU countries. So VAT when trading with EU countries, just as they would with non-EU members and vice versa for EU countries. Dealing with the UK companies may also need to register for a VAT in the European country they sell. Tax office HMRC has automatically enrolled, VA registered company that have already traded with Europe, and firms below the VAT threshold need to apply online. UK withdraw its VAT mini one-stop shop VAT MOS scheme, meaning British digital companies must also declare sale and pay VAT to the individual member state they deal with. A business registered for VAT in the UK can use postponed accounting for imports from both the EU and non-EU countries. Companies will not need to pay import VAT. Their goods arrive at the British port or airport. Instead, they account for it on their VAT return. Any questions so far, if anyone is there? If anyone is there, any questions so far? So, also you will analyze how external factors impact upon the activities of a specific, you know, specific organizations or a company. So, any comments on this if anyone is there? Okay, so here basically we learners should ensure the business organization are based in different economic environments. So here again, talking about uh, uh, pastel analysis, you can talk about external factors, how they impact uh, on the activities of specific organization. So analyze what required to use the specific organization for the purpose of discussion of internal factors implicating the business or organization. Basically, here, for example, you can discuss legal changes to employment or legislation for a specific business. For example, if a business use EU labor or workforce, then what external changes, legislation they will need to comply in order to continue, provide or employ EU or uh, migrant labor. So basically, understanding the legal framework, including competition law, data protection, equity legislations, and health and safety regulations. So you can use how legal changes impact on the organizations, to uh, considering the impact of basically EU membership, business regulations, Brexit, exchange rates, cap and eurozone on organizations. So you can discuss different type of legal changes which are related to labor or employment issues. So specific external factors of analysis, legal equality rights. So like many UK, we already discussed discrimination provision predate EU obligations like sex, race, disability, and protection beyond employment into goods and services. So all existed before the UK became an EU member state. A more likely change could be to place limit or caps and discrimination compensation award. Holidays and working time, holidays entitlement falling from the EU working time directives is another area likely to be debated. The 48 hours working week and the rules on opening out may well be topped of the list of repeal, but will UK really reduce paid holiday? Will holiday pay calculation changes? For example, excluding overtime and commission in future, even if the law changes, this not override employees' existing contractual rights. Atypical works right, EU-driven protection for agency, part-time, fixed-term, and posted workers has been introduced in the UK. So, businesses using or supplying contingency workers or agency workers or part-time workers may gain more freedom following the UK withdrawal from the EU. A transfer of undertaking to a provision derived from the EU Acquired Rights Directive, and we are likely to see changes in the rules restricting the harmonizations of terms and conditions after a tube transfer. On the other hand, the UK extended tube rights to service provision changed through domestic law, not because it was obliged to do so by the EU. Data protection. In our last session, we discussed data protection. The general data protection regulations have direct effect on members state and will require changes to the UK data protection law and practices. Uh, Timing is a major issue as they have to be implemented by May 2018, and UK will be required to comply even if the UK expects to appeal these laws subsequently. Regardless of this, how many businesses will face difficulties in their cross-border trading if they option out of these provisions, even if UK law allows this. So analyze how external factors affect organizational stakeholders. So again, you need to discuss external factors which can affect the organizational stakeholder like employees, suppliers, stakeholders, directors. I refer to slides 23 to slides uh, in learning outcome 2 presentation. So basically you will use a PESTEL framework and you will discuss, PESTEL analysis like a political, economical, social, technological, legal, and environmental issues. So, uh, in political, examine the level of political stability or instability, considering changes in government and their impact. Then you will talk about economic factors, exploring market structure like perfect competition, monopoly, and oligopoly, investigating competitive advantage and strategy adopted by firm. Then you can discuss social factors, addressing demographic issues, standards of living, attitude to work, religion, ethics, and morality. Technological, examining the use of technology within organizations, including automation, communication, and technology in accounting. Then you can discuss some legal factors, uh, understand the legal framework, including competition law, data protection, equality legislations, and health and safety regulations. When you talk about environmental issues or factors such as energy management, carbon emission, waste reductions, recycling, and pollutions. So you will talk about impact on stakeholders. You can analyze how these pastel factors affect different stakeholders, both internal and external, like financial institutions, lenders, debtors, creditors, owners, uh, managers, employers, customers, clients, employees, government, trade unions, suppliers, and the community. So to achieve merit, assess the extent which external factors impact on the success of specific use of specific organizations, and as I said to you, discuss pestle analysis in detail. You provide assessment of the external to which external factors impact on the success of a specific organization. You need to ensure they use business organization with which they are familiar with, have a working knowledge. You also should ensure the business organizations are based in different economic environment, and you can use the same organization, use the past task to elaborate on the, for the merit task. If you want to get a distinction, you will get into more depth. External factors are evaluate the external factors on accounting process within organizations. So you need to specifically discuss the impact of external factors on the accounting process in terms of, you will look at organization in terms of financial, issues. For example, within the minimum wage rate or wages rate changes on the corporation tax changes, or when the employees working move from one tax band to the other 20, 30, 40, or 45%. So also you can, it can be also been the company has overseas operations and the accounts have to be prepared using different accounting standards like international financial reporting or versus GAAP. Changes of accountants and firms. Uh, Obviously after Brexit deal, as a result of Brexit, deal, uh, British qualified accountants no longer have a credential that is automatically recognized by all UK member states. So some states, including like Germany, Italy, and Spain, still recognize UK professional accountancy qualifications without any restrictions. So always check what each country requires before conducted business there. So accountants will primarily feel the effect of Brexit through their customers' businesses may relocate, or their supply chain may get disrupted by customer check, and free movement changes could result in skill shortage. Uh, CBI has planned, you can visit lecture 3, 3.1, 2, and 3.3. Uh, you have asked to develop content for the event. You are required to prepare a written report which will be sent to the local business owners before the event and discussed during the conferences. The written paper will consider how the economic environment impact on the organizations. So refers to the slides 14 explain how resources are allocated through economic system. So basically, define the economic system, planned, mixed, free, advantage and disadvantages of three system table. So basically, term economic systems we explained in our last lectures refer to a framework that is utilized by societies or government in order to organize and distribute resources, services, and goods within a particular geographical region or country. It's a process that transitions economies go through in order to transitions from centrally planned economics to mixed or free market economic system. So define the plan mixed free advantages. Or let's say, for example, in a free market economy, the allocation of resources occurs via the interaction of market forces that are both free and self-directed. So this indicates that customers decide what to create, produce, decide how to make it, and the purchasing power of consumers determines who gets the products. So, in other words, consumer decided what to produce within the framework of a command economy. The government exercised control over significant part of economic output. So, this means of productions are determined by the government, which also controls the industries that are responsible for producing commodities and services for the general population. So in this scenario, the government will increase the production of military goods and devote a significant portion of its resources to accomplishing this goal. So this was basically a free economy. You need to explain or define the different economic system like a free, mixed, plan, advantages and disadvantages. So we all also discussed advantages and disadvantages. Like I'll give you example of a free market economics economy. Uh, it is a very probable that firms are efficient due to the fact that they are required to supply goods and services that are wanted by consumer. So in addition to this, it is expected that they will reduce their average expenses and make more efficient use of limited resources. Consequently, the whole production of the economy reaches a high level. It is possible to, prevent the bureaucracy that arises from government actions. Also, an argument that may be made by certain economists is that the freedom that is obtained by have a free economy leads to an increase in personal freedom. So this was basically advantages. So you can use write about advantage and disadvantages of these three systems: planned, mixed, and free. So review the impact of fiscal and monetary policy on organizations and their activities. So the learner will they be able to clearly assess, evaluable their impact. There must be reason as assessed by the impact of fiscal and monetary policies. The example of specified business organization. So you can use slides 21 to 39 for learning outcome 3. So you will explain, let's say you will talk about fiscal and monetary policy. So we explained in our last session what is the fiscal policy. I will bit talk about fiscal policy, the use of government spending and taxation as a means to exert influence over the economy is referred to as fiscal policy. So, in simple words, it is estimation that measures the extent to which the government spendings and taxing have effect on the economy. So the result is that the government either reduce taxes or increase expenditures, or it does both of these things. So the primary objective is and invigorate the economy and guarantee that the buying power of consumers does not encounter any declines. So basically, the term fiscal policy refers to process by which a government modifies its spending levels and tax rates in order to effectively monitor the exert control over the economy of a nation. Any questions so far, if anyone is there? Okay. So refer to slides 21 to 39 uh, and learning outcome 2 presentation. Take a reference organizations, carry some organizations from previous tasks, cover the and define fiscal policy, monetary policy, and also you can discuss MPC, which is a monetary policy committee of the Bank of England. Basically, MPC is responsible for determining the monetary policy of the United Kingdom. So you can define different type of monetary policy as well, like a loose monetary policy and a tight monetary policy. When we talk about loose, in the event that the Bank of England forecast that inflation will fall below the government's objectives of 2%, the economic growth is slower than expected, or the economy is on the verge of entering a recession. So it is expected that they will reduce the interest rates according to the hypothesis. A reductions in the interest rates ought to increase economic activity. So this is because the cost of borrowing money are reduced. When interest rates are lower, this should encourage customers to spend more money since it raises the amount of discretionary income they have left over after paying their mortgage interest. Uh, tight monetary policy, if the Bank of England perceives that the economy is expanding at any excessively rapid pace and the inflation is anticipated to surpass the government's aim, it is most probable that they would raise interest rates in order to decrease the rates of economic expansions and alleviate inflationary pressure. So, in the scenario, an increase in interest rates leads to decrease in consumer spending as well as investment. which ultimately results in reduction in inflation. So evaluate the impact of competition policy in activities uh, on the activities of specific contrasting organizations. So the evaluation of competition and regulatory mechanism should focus on how different policies impact on the activities of specific contrasting organizations. So basically, uh, you can look at slides 40 to 44 for learning outcome 3 presentations to for this task. So basically the primary objectives of competition strategy or policy that they are aimed to promoting competition, improving the functioning of market and make a contribution to order to achieve more efficiency in particular marketplace and towards increase competitiveness of enterprises in the United Kingdom inside the European Union market that is a single entity. So competition policy aims to ensure competition policy is designed to guarantee that the technological breakthrough that fosters dynamic efficiency in the implementation of several distinct market, the competitiveness of prices among provides that is effective. So make sure that the interests of customers are protected and promoted by increasing the amount of selection as well as reduced price level. So to achieve the merit, discuss the challenges of organizational activities operating into different economic environment. Uh, So you need to identify the challenges of business activities. Uh, the learner needs to ensure that they use business organization with which they are familiar with, have a working knowledge and providing practical examples. So you can use slides 40 to 50 or for learning outcome 2 presentation. Uh, Discuss basically this is a written debate where you are using the skill your reasoning backed up by carefully selecting evidence to make a case of against an argument to print out the advantages and disadvantages of a given context. uh, we if you go through the slide 45 to 50, we use if I remember Ryanair airline, so you can use uh, we use that that airline uh, as per your as per this task requirement, like familiar and have a working knowledge when providing practical examples, or you can use your chosen uh, up to you. If you want to choose a different organization, you can choose and you can use different examples, practical examples. So some important points, as I said, take a specific organization to start the assignments. So write an introduction about the chosen company organizations, give proper heading and subheading, make your document look presentable and professional, number your figures, tables. Follow the numbering of the assignments presentation or as against the assignment brief. Ensure basically at the end of your assignment you should yeah, end of the year assignment, you should include a comprehensive references list of all the sources you have cited. Use a reference, Harvard references a system. Ensure at least 12 to 15 referencing should be in Harvard style. So, give a reference list of all the sources you have cited. This list should be arranged alphabetically by the author's last name to ensure ease to use. For books, provide the author's name, the years of publication, the title of the book, the publisher, and the place of publications. For journal articles, include the author's name, the year of publications, title of the article, the name of the journal, the volume number, the issue number, if applicable, the page range, and the any if you're using website, you use properly, for online sources. Provide the author name if available, the year of publication if available, title of web page or documents, the name of web page, and the date you access the information. So it is essential the following the specific information guidelines for each type of source to ensure consistency and professionalism. Also, proper heading, you and subheading, make sure document looks presentable and professionals. Word limits are 3,500, but you can go up to 10%. And if or less than, if you are less than 35%, you are allowed 10% less. Plagiarism and tolerance similarity must be below 20%. So I hope everyone knows about plagiarism. Is the act of using someone else's words, ideas, or work without proper acknowledgement or permission, and presenting them as your own. So it can take various forms, including direct plagiarism, where text is copied verbatim without quotations, marks, or proper citations. Paraphrasing plagiarism, where someone else's ideas or text are reworded without proper attributions. And self-plagiarism, where one resources their own previously submitted work without proper citation. Plagiarism undermines academic integrity and honesty, as it misrepresents the originality and effect put into academic work. It also violates ethical standards by failing to give credit to the original authors or creations. So plagiarism or similarity must be below 20%. Here, your assignment declaration sheet. You must sign your declaration sheet, which is available on your Moodle. So, to ensure your submission meets the requirement and are presented in the proper format, prepare your assignment documents using MS Words or another word processing software. Format your documentation according to academic standards, including a clear uh, title page with your name, course details, assignment title, and submission date. So organize your assignment into sections corresponding to each task with clear heading and subheading for easy navigations. Write a clear and concise manner, provide through explanations and using appropriate language and terminology, including practical examples, calculations, and references as needed to support your arguments and demonstrate your understanding of the concepts. Ensure proper citation and referencing using the Harvard reference system, as I said, for all sources in your assignment. Proofread your documents carefully to check for any errors in grammar, spelling or formatting, save your documents as a Word type, Word file, or PDF for submission. So once your assignment is document is ready, you can submit it via the online Moodle platform by following these steps and adhering to the specified format and submission guidelines. You can ensure that assignment is well presented and meet the requirement for submission. And good luck for everyone. And thank you very much for today's session. And if you have any issues, concerns, or questions, you can drop me an email at yasir@university.co.uk. And thank you very much for joining me for today assignment sessions. And good luck for your assignment. And have a good weekend, everyone. And bye for now.